Hello everyone. It is said that the greatest treasures are often hidden. Nature teaches us this truth. Pearls are buried in the depths of the ocean, and gold lies concealed beneath layers of earth. Likewise, the most profound elements of your walk with God must remain safeguarded, hidden from the prying eyes of the world. If you are chosen by God, you are entrusted with secrets, not for concealment out of fear, but for preservation out of wisdom. Your divine purpose is a sacred assignment uniquely crafted by God, a mission that aligns with His grand design for creation. It is the reason for your existence, the heartbeat of your calling, and the essence of your identity as one of God's chosen. However, such a purpose is not meant for careless disclosure or premature unveiling. To share it indiscriminately can invite unnecessary interference, misunderstanding, and even opposition, hindering its fulfillment. Consider the delicate nature of a seed. When planted, it must remain hidden in the soil, undisturbed, until it has taken root and is strong enough to grow. Similarly, your purpose requires a season of protection and preparation. If you expose it too soon, it is like pulling a seedling out of the ground before it has established its roots. It becomes vulnerable to the harsh elements and unlikely to thrive. Sharing your purpose prematurely can lead to interference from those who do not understand its significance. Not everyone will see what you see, or hear what God has spoken to your heart. Some may dismiss it as foolishness, while others may actively try to discourage or derail you. This is not always out of malice. Sometimes it stems from a lack of vision or spiritual discernment. Even those with good intentions can unintentionally sow seeds of doubt or fear, causing you to question your calling or veer off course. Misunderstanding is another danger of revealing your purpose too soon. When Joseph shared his dreams with his brothers, they misinterpreted them as arrogance rather than divine revelation. Their jealousy and resentment drove them to plot against him, selling him into slavery. Though God ultimately used their actions to fulfill his plan, Joseph's experience serves as a cautionary tale. Yes, the world is not always ready for what God has placed within you, and your purpose may be perceived as a threat by those who lack the spiritual maturity to understand it. Sharing your purpose prematurely can create unnecessary pressure. Once your vision is exposed, you may feel the weight of others' expectations or criticisms. This can distract you from the quiet, intentional work of preparation and obedience. Your purpose requires time to mature, just as an artist's masterpiece takes shape over countless hours of effort and refinement. By keeping your purpose between you and God, you create space for Him to shape, guide, and equip you without the noise of external opinions. God's timing is perfect, and His ways are higher than ours. Trust Him to reveal your purpose at the right moment, to the right people, and in the right way. Until then, guard it as a treasure, holding it close to your heart. Meditate on it in prayer. Allow it to grow in the fertile soil of your faith, and let your actions, rather than your words, testify to the work God is doing in your life. In due season, your purpose will bear fruit, and the world will see the glory of God through you. Your inner struggles are deeply personal battles that shape your character, refine your faith, and draw you closer to God. These struggles, though often painful and perplexing, are sacred opportunities for growth and transformation. While the instinct to share your challenges with others is natural, not every battle is meant for public exposure. Some are designed to be fought in silence, in the intimate space between you and your Creator, where true strength is forged. When you face inner struggles, they often reveal the areas in your life where God is working. These moments of difficulty are not always meant to be understood by others, nor are they always meant to be explained. Sharing them prematurely or with the wrong people can lead to misunderstandings, judgments, or even discouragement. Not everyone is equipped to handle the weight of your trials, and some may unintentionally diminish their significance. Your struggles are unique to your journey and are best entrusted to the one who knows you completely. Silence in the face of struggle is not weakness, it is wisdom. It allows you to process your emotions, seek clarity, and listen for God's voice without interference. The world often encourages us to air our burdens publicly, seeking validation or empathy from others. While community has its place, there is a sacredness in bringing your deepest pain to God alone. In those quiet moments of prayer, God offers comfort, direction, and reassurance that no human can provide. He becomes your confidant, your counselor, and your strength. When you share your struggles with others, you risk exposing yourself to opinions that may not align with God's will for your life. Well-meaning advice can lead you astray, causing confusion or doubt. People may project their own fears or limitations onto your situation, making it harder for you to discern God's plan. By keeping your struggles between you and God, you create space for Him to work without distraction, allowing His wisdom to guide you. There is power in enduring hardship silently. It teaches you resilience, builds your faith, and cultivates a deeper reliance on God. In silence, you learn to trust His timing and provision, even when the outcome is uncertain. The Apostle Paul spoke of a thorn in his flesh, a struggle he brought to God repeatedly. Though the thorn was not removed, Paul found strength in God's grace, declaring that His power is made perfect in weakness. This lesson is one you can only fully grasp when you bring your struggles to God alone. Your inner battles are not without purpose. They are the fire that refines you, shaping you into the person God has called you to be. Trust that He sees your pain, hears your cries, and walks with you through every valley. In time, the lessons you learn in silence will become a testimony of God's faithfulness, a beacon of hope for others. Until then, fight your battles with quiet confidence, knowing that God is with you and that His strength is sufficient for every challenge you face. Divine revelation is a sacred gift, a moment when God unveils a portion of His plan or speaks directly to your heart. These spiritual insights are deeply personal and often hold profound meaning for your journey. However, they are not always meant to be shared. Like a treasure meant to be guarded, divine revelations can lose their potency when exposed to unprepared ears. The weight and depth of what God reveals to you may not be understood by others and, in some cases, may even be misinterpreted or dismissed. When God speaks, His words are tailored specifically to your life, your circumstances, and your spiritual maturity. What He reveals to you carries a unique significance that may not resonate with someone else. Sharing such revelations with others, particularly those who are not spiritually prepared, can dilute their impact or lead to unnecessary confusion. Not everyone will have the spiritual sensitivity or understanding to grasp the magnitude of what God has shown you, and their inability to comprehend may cause you to doubt the revelation's authenticity or relevance. Why? There is a sacredness to divine revelation that calls for discretion. When Jesus shared parables, He often spoke in ways that required discernment and spiritual insight to understand. He said, "Do not cast your pearls before swine," emphasizing the importance of guarding what is precious from those who may not appreciate its value. Similarly, the insights God gives you are pearls meant to guide and encourage you, not to be squandered on those who may trample them underfoot. Sharing divine revelations prematurely can also open the door to unnecessary opposition or criticism. People may question your motives, your understanding, or even your relationship with God. This skepticism, whether intentional or not, can sow seeds of doubt and distract you from fully embracing what God has revealed. Your faith in the revelation may waver, not because it lacks truth, but because it becomes entangled in the opinions and judgments of others. Divine revelations often come with a responsibility to act. They are not merely for contemplation, but for transformation. When you receive a revelation, it is an invitation to partner with God, aligning your actions with His will. Sharing it too soon can shift your focus from obedience to explanation, causing you to seek approval or validation from others rather than from God. There is wisdom in allowing divine revelations to mature within you. Let them take root in the fertile soil of prayer and meditation, allowing God to confirm and clarify their purpose. In time, the fruit of the revelation will become evident, not through words, but through the changes in your life and the fulfillment of God's promises. Guarding divine revelations does not mean withholding them out of fear, but protecting them out of reverence. Trust that God will guide you on when, how, and with whom to share them. Until then, treasure these moments of divine intimacy, knowing that what God has revealed to you is a testament to His love and faithfulness. Personal weaknesses are the delicate threads of our humanity, the areas where we are most vulnerable. They are part of what makes us human and are often the spaces where God's grace and strength work most profoundly. However, these vulnerabilities must be handled with wisdom and care. When shared carelessly, personal weaknesses can become tools for exploitation, turning moments of transparency into potential harm. Human nature is a mix of compassion and fallibility. While some may respond to your openness with kindness and support, others may not. People's intentions are varied, and not everyone operates from a place of goodwill. Sharing your weaknesses indiscriminately opens the door to misunderstanding, judgment, and even manipulation. Some may see your honesty as an opportunity to criticize or control, using your vulnerability to gain leverage over you. In a world where trust is often fragile, discretion becomes a vital safeguard. It's important to recognize that not everyone is equipped to handle the weight of your struggles or the depth of your humanity. Vulnerabilities shared with the wrong people can become ammunition in the hands of those who lack empathy or understanding. A well-intentioned disclosure might later be twisted, leaving you feeling exposed and betrayed. It is the role of hesitation, leaving the right word and the right intention. Sharing weaknesses without discernment can create an imbalance in relationships. When others perceive your vulnerabilities, they may unconsciously or consciously adopt roles of superiority or dominance. This can distort the dynamics of your interactions, undermining mutual respect and equality. Protecting your weaknesses is not about hiding who you are, but about ensuring that they are shared only with those who can respond with maturity, integrity, and genuine care. There is also an internal consequence to sharing weaknesses carelessly. Every time you disclose something deeply personal, you are giving away a piece of yourself. If met with rejection, indifference, or exploitation, it can deepen your wounds, making it harder to heal and move forward. Vulnerability is not inherently wrong. It's an essential part of authentic relationships, but it requires discernment and a safe environment to flourish. If you plant the right seeds in the ground, the wisdom to guard your weaknesses is not rooted in fear, but in self-respect and prudence. It means understanding that your struggles are not for public consumption or casual conversation. They are part of your journey, meant to be entrusted to those who have earned your confidence. This includes mentors, close friends, or family members who demonstrate trustworthiness and genuine concern for your well-being. Above all, the safest place to share your weaknesses is in the presence of God. He knows you fully and loves you unconditionally. In Him there is no fear of judgment, no risk of exploitation, only grace and compassion. By bringing your vulnerabilities to God first, you gain clarity and strength to navigate them. Your weaknesses do not define you, but how you handle them speaks volumes about your wisdom and faith. Protect them with care, share them wisely, and trust that God is working through them to bring about His purpose in your life. Unfinished plans hold the seeds of your aspirations, the visions you hope to bring to fruition. They are delicate, like tender shoots just breaking through the soil, requiring nurturing, focus, and time to grow. Sharing these plans prematurely, however, can expose them to unnecessary scrutiny, unwarranted opinions, and unforeseen obstacles that may hinder their progress. Speaking about what is not yet accomplished invites others into a process that is still unfolding, often disrupting the clarity and momentum needed to see it through. When you reveal your unfinished plans, you open the door to external voices that may not align with your vision or purpose. People will naturally form opinions, some of which may be rooted in their own fears, limitations, or misunderstandings. These opinions, while not necessarily ill-intentioned, can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. What begins as excitement and determination can quickly shift to second-guessing and hesitation when met with skepticism or unsolicited advice. Others may fail to see the bigger picture that drives your plans, leading to criticism or dismissiveness that can dampen your enthusiasm. Sharing your plans too soon can invite unnecessary obstacles. There are those who, intentionally or unintentionally, may act as barriers to your progress. Some may compete with you, try to replicate your ideas, or undermine your efforts. Even well-meaning individuals may inadvertently distract or derail you with alternative suggestions that take you off course. By keeping your plans private until they are more fully developed, you shield them from interference, allowing them to take shape under your focused attention. Unfinished plans also carry an element of vulnerability. They are still in the process of becoming, and as such, they may not yet withstand the scrutiny of others. When you share an incomplete vision, you risk exposing it to criticism that can erode your confidence. The pressure to defend or explain your plans to others can detract from the energy and focus needed to execute them effectively. Instead of moving forward, you may find yourself bogged down by trying to address concerns or gain validation. Guarding your unfinished plans is not about secrecy for its own sake, but about creating a protected space for growth. Just as a gardener shields young plants from harsh elements, you must shield your goals from premature exposure. By doing so, you give yourself the freedom to experiment, adjust, and refine without external interference. You allow your plans to mature under the guidance of your own convictions and the wisdom you gain through experience. When the time comes to share your accomplishments, let them speak for themselves. A completed vision carries an inherent strength and clarity that does not require excessive explanation or justification. Until then, cherish the sacred process of creation, trusting that what is nurtured in quiet determination will ultimately flourish. Keep your plans between you and those you trust deeply, or better yet, between you and God. In this sacred space, your aspirations can grow into their full potential, unencumbered by the distractions and doubts of the world. Your spiritual intimacy with God is one of the most sacred aspects of your life, an unbreakable bond that transcends words and actions. It is the deep, personal connection that sustains you, guiding you through life's uncertainties and challenges. This relationship is a private sanctuary, a place where you commune with the Creator in a way that is uniquely yours. It is a space of quiet reflection, unspoken trust and vulnerability, where you open your heart and spirit to God's presence, seeking guidance, comfort, and transformation. This intimacy is not meant to be a public spectacle, nor should it be shared carelessly with the world. And underneath is a treasure of grace and solitude soon to be found. In our world of constant connection and visibility, it can be tempting to display every aspect of our lives, including our spiritual journeys. Social media and public platforms often encourage us to share our personal thoughts, experiences, and even our prayers in the pursuit of validation or recognition. However, there is a danger in turning your relationship with God into a performance for others. Just as you would not expose your most vulnerable moments to the scrutiny of the public eye, you must guard the sacred space of your spiritual intimacy. The depth of your relationship with God is not something that can be captured in a post, tweet, or story. It cannot be distilled into catchy phrases or inspirational quotes meant for external approval. It is a profound and evolving journey that speaks directly to your soul. It is in the quiet moments of prayer, the silent whisper of the Holy Spirit, and the stillness of your heart where God reveals His love and guidance in ways that no audience can truly understand. This intimacy with God must be protected from superficiality. Sharing too much of your spiritual life with those who do not understand or appreciate its depth can result in distortion or even judgment. People may misunderstand your walk with God, turning it into something it was never meant to be, a mere performance or a tool for comparison. Your relationship with God is a dynamic process, one that evolves in ways that require privacy and personal reflection. As you grow in your faith, your understanding of God's will for your life deepens, and that requires space to explore and listen without external distractions. Publicly sharing your spiritual journey before it has fully matured can lead to confusion or the dilution of its meaning. When your spiritual practices, revelations, or struggles are made public too soon, they risk being misunderstood, misinterpreted, or even manipulated by others. Not every prayer or insight is for public consumption. The intimacy you share with God is meant to be a source of personal strength, not a commodity to be traded for attention or approval. God desires a deep, intimate relationship with each of us, one that transcends outward appearances and public validation. He wants us to seek Him in the quiet spaces, to pour out our hearts in private, where His voice can be heard clearly. It is in this private sanctuary that God shapes our character, strengthens our faith, and draws us closer to His will. The depth of your connection with God is sacred. It is a holy space where He speaks to you as an individual, not as a performer on a stage. Keep it sacred. and let it be your refuge, your place of healing, and your source of peace. The intimacy you share with God is yours alone, a beautiful and private treasure that should never be exposed for the sake of others' approval. In conclusion, guarding the sacred aspects of your life is essential for preserving the integrity and strength of your journey. Your divine purpose, inner struggles, spiritual revelations, personal weaknesses, unfinished plans, and spiritual intimacy are all precious gifts that require careful stewardship. When shared prematurely or carelessly, they can be misinterpreted, exploited, or hindered. Protecting these elements of your life ensures that they remain powerful and transformative, allowing you to grow and flourish in alignment with God's will. Remember, not everything is meant for public view, and some things are best nurtured in the private sanctuary of your heart. Trust in God's timing and guidance, and know that by guarding these precious aspects, you are allowing your divine purpose to unfold in its fullness. Thank you for listening, and may you be blessed as you continue to walk in wisdom and strength on your path.